Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Coke Boy Show. Or you can call it the NY series, because as long as the next few days, weeks, months of my life are devoted to the government, that is exactly what these things will be. Life lately has involved some stability, as I said, even though recently I faced a minor setback that I have bounced back from. I think if you follow the WhatsApp channel, there's an episode I recorded in the middle of that setback, and it was so low in energy. Like I literally haven't gone back to play it, but I know for a fact that if I go back to play it, I will feel. In fact, I think it's the cringe that is stopping me from going back to play that episode because of how low the energy was when I was recording that. And by the time, even right now, I'm thinking, why did I even have to record at that point? But it's just one of these things where I feel like if you push yourself when you don't feel like doing it, you train your brain to do the hard stuff when you don't feel like doing it. So it's just why I recorded that episode, even though I'm still kind of ashamed of it. But now what we put out stays out. And so far, one of the things that I'm grateful for has been stability in podcast shooting, which was one of the things that I wanted for a very long time in the podcast. I'll be with the podcast for the podcast. Lately, I've been tempted to pivot, right? To look for opportunities elsewhere. I'm a furious by HO. I feel sometimes my relationship, I'm not going to talk about this right now. What I'm saying is I feel like I don't feel very fulfilled there because I don't think I'm respected for my intellect, so to speak, or I am given tasks that require me to use my strengths. So it's making me feel very unfulfilled sometimes. That is one issue I have with the place. But the good thing is that I get to shoot my podcast with consistency and with high quality. Good, right? But then I started thinking, what if I can get better? What if I can actually apply myself with my strengths in a place where it will be appreciated and still get to shoot my podcast for free and get that consistency? Like, why don't I chase that? And one of the things stopping me is a sense of loyalty. I was saying this to my friend AB, Kelvin, a new friend I've made in Lagos, because I've not updated you guys. There was this condition I went to when I first came in my first month, I think, in Lekki. I'm pretty sure I talked about it on this series earlier. And he was the last person that showed up for the audition. I think I was the second to the last. So the audition two of us at the same time. And I can't remember if we were exchanging numbers, but we exchanged Instagram, and we followed each other for Instagram for a bit. And then I collected his number from Instagram, and then we've got along great. He's pretty popular these days on social media because he's doing all this parody conspiracy theory on Nigerian musicians' music videos. So if you see any of that, you might recognize him. Dope guy. Anyway, I've told him this thing about must tell people now. That I feel a sense of loyalty to HO because coming into a new city, not knowing anybody, and him being the first person to give me an opportunity to do the thing that I wanted to do, which is offer my services and apply myself one way or the other, and then get a chance to shoot my podcast in that studio. I feel like I owe him some of my time and energy and all of that. And then at the other end too, I still feel like, well, that time and energy, he's getting something from me at the end of the day. It's not as if he just say, I see something bright in you and I want to help you grow, so come and shoot your podcast here. No, I'm actually working for him as an employee, and shooting the podcast there is one of the perks. That's the way it is, not the way that I would prefer it to be. And I want it to be that somebody sees my vision, support, even though he supports, like even today now, he showed me some things like that would make my podcast more engaging. For example, these are the angles that you should shoot from. If you have only two cameras, don't go and be doing one camera for your guest, one camera for you. Always have a wide angle. So if you have one camera, wide angle, you and the guest showing. If you have two cameras, the first thing you should set up is the wide angle, you and the guest showing. And then you can choose who you will give the second angle to, maybe the guest. So he told me that today. That was valuable information to me that I'm going to implement. But then I've been looking. Kelvin worked at a radio station, Lounge FM. And I've asked him, there's an opportunity for you guys have equipment that can use to shoot podcasts. So if you're people, there was the time he said his boss was looking for a copper. If I know any copper, I'll be house said, come on, WhatsApp there, I'll be waiting. And I said, no, I'm already attached somewhere. So I started thinking, what if I tell this guy that, well, me, I'm available, people will take me the same way that I severed my relation, my PPA posting to Oshodi. You say, well, I can still scatter this one and come and meet you people, So I told him that too, that if you guys are going to take a copper and allow me, most importantly, allow me shoot my podcast with your equipment, then I'll come and work there now. Ask your boss. Say this boss hasn't been into work since Monday, so he's not gotten back to me. And then there's this other, yeah. I just realized, Kachik asked me something. What if HO listens to your podcast? And I said, I don't care. Everybody listens to podcast. It's my real life you're listening to now. But if I'm being honest, right? So I started looking elsewhere again, this other place where this guy approached me and, when we talked about he's setting up a studio and, I said, well, we'll be in touch. That's how he said it because, he knows I'm a podcaster. That was even the thing that I approached him with. And I didn't know he was shooting in the studio. I just said, since you do CEO branding for people, you can run them through my podcast as guests, let them talk about their stuff, and then you can use that as part of your advertising you do for them. That's the pitch. But he has a studio, so if you have experience with setting up studios and things like that, I can come and help him. And I said, I hope if it will not affect my work at where I'm already staying now. But the thing with my work is some days when I am not spoken to with respect, or I feel like, I'm spoken to like a child, or, some things happen to get into your head. I feel like, wait, I have options now. Let me try this guy. So one of those days, I now texted him and said, bro, I'm actually ready to pivot. So it's not as if I'm saying if he doesn't take me away, I could actually move and come and start working in your place if we have a proper agreement. At least that way we'll be doing our thing like partners, not necessarily me being an employee and be subservient or whatever. But you see, the thing, it changes. So I did those two, right? I put those two out there. If any of those come, maybe I'll pivot. But I don't know I don't know what decision will be the smartest. I feel like the only thing keeping me is the sense of loyalty I feel to it. And sometimes really, I still feel good energy when I'm there. It's not as if every day is gloomy or every day I feel disrespected or anything like that. There are days like today where I feel, included, I feel respected, I feel seen, listened to, and things like that. And there are days like that, to be honest, So, and they're really good days. You feel me? So, that sense of loyalty and the fact that it's not as if it's all bad there is what keeps me here. Maybe I should continue here, And then something else is like, then how do you intend to grow? If you get an opportunity to move up and you are doing loyalty, how do you now intend to grow in your life, And maybe it'll be the most successful people are most often assholes. They are ruthless in the way they move. And that's what I want for myself. I want to be successful and I want to move ruthlessly as well. But when you are dropped into it now, you start wondering, morally, is that okay? How would it feel? Personally, I feel like I'm replaceable at the studio. Honestly, I don't think there's anything I offer. Like I said, you're not really leaning into a place that I feel like I have genius. Where I will say, okay, they've seen the quality that I bring and nobody can replicate. I don't think they've seen that side of me to the point where they will miss it yet. So part of me feels like, he can do it without me. It's just all in my head. So I really don't know how to deal with it. But here is what I'm seeing it as. I'm seeing it as right now, if nothing changes, like I don't get an offer from elsewhere, then I think I'm pretty cool where I am. I'll take the bad days on the chin and know that it no go past 1 year. I'll be 6 months now, they remained. Or if I get an opportunity, then now I know that I actually have a decision to make. And in that moment, I will think about it critically. So probably not bother myself now. But if you were in my shoes and you were me, what would you do? What would you do? Well, that's one. I don't know. I have some but when I came back from work today, just before I entered the gate, I saw one fat Hilux just park. One girl came out from the back seats, just came out carelessly with bomb shots and just dressed like she was in her kitchen and came out from the back seat of the car and just started walking away. And the person in the car just started reversing as well. It gave me the vibe of, you just did one quick, this thing somewhere and then just came and dropped off. And then, honestly, that was the vibe he gave. You have, this settings that they're familiar, them. And I was like, this guy's boyfriend, I would not know. He will never know. We will never know because maybe 2 hours ago they came and picked her up. What's my fucking business? I didn't even see the girl, so I don't know her from anywhere. He just came down and then started walking down the streets. Boy. That's that too. Is that life lately? Well, that has been my biggest dilemma of the week so far. And that's that. Um, Father's funeral is the arrangements are still going, time to time. We hold these meetings every week that I really absolutely hate. I hate those meetings, but I have to attend them and be there until it finishes. I just want to get this thing done with, over with. And Kelvin, my friend, told me something that this thing, when you lose your father, you kind of get over it quickly, but it hits you. It doesn't, instead of being this existential state of sadness that you are in, it transitions into sharp pains. You just stay one day to hit you. Oh, you'll be immensely sad for a long time, and for a while, like a few minutes, and then it will leave you. And another day, like today, I don't even know what memory it was. I don't know what it was, but I just remembered him. I remember just how close I am to him. Like, this is daddy. This is daddy. That I used to, I would come to the house, he would shake me, raise his hand up and shake me. Like, I can feel his hand in my hand. I remember looking at him, his physical form with life. And then when it dawns on me that I will never see that again, nah, I mean, it's just extremely sad, right? So, so those things come once in a while, and it came today. And then I thought about, thank you very much for listening to the We Living podcast. I guess next week, well, obviously the NY series is going to be more frequent. At least there will be 3 episodes on the backup panel before the next one comes up out on Spotify and YouTube. So keep in touch. Our 45 rap is gonna be posted on Instagram tonight. I'll be tomorrow morning again. Hey, tomorrow morning, early in the morning, Sha. Tomorrow morning being the 5th of December 2025. As for Fair Rap for 2025, will be posted on our Instagram page and my personal Instagram page as well. I'll have it on WhatsApp as well, so my contacts to see it too. And so, have a nice evening, guy. Bye. Oh, we are supposed to actually wait for you to get to a round figure. It is 12 minutes and 40 seconds. So 20 more seconds. What do I say in those 20 seconds? Follow me on social media at Coke the Podcast. How now? At Coke the Podcaster on TikTok at the Podcaster. Instagram is Coke the Podcaster. I'm Chigozie on Facebook. Love you guys. Bye.